name is Cassandra Chance, and I am the director for Murder by Poe. I chose to direct Murder by Poe because I came across the script just in a pile of scripts after I had had a surgery. I was just reading them for fun, and I thought that it was incredibly unique. I'd always liked Poe, I love literature, but this is just a take I had never seen before, and I thought that it was a really fascinating story, fascinating characters, and thought it would translate well to stage. The play starts out with the trope of the beautiful woman lost in a storm, and she stumbles upon a house seeking shelter. But the twist is, in this show, the house is populated by Poe's murderers, and it goes through several of Poe's stories: the fall of the House of Usher, the purloined letter, the black cat, the telltale heart, the murders in the Rue Morgue, and the mystery of Marie Roget. And it interweaves all of these stories as the woman is experiencing these murderers and finding out why they're there, and ultimately why she is there in the house. Of the ones that are in the show, I think that the black cat is probably a personal favorite. First, I have a black cat at home.
I love black cats.
Yeah. But the actors that are in this story, Eric Pavlov, who plays the character Cat, Ali, who plays his wife, and then McKenna, who plays Pluto, who actually is a cat. They are wonderful together. They've done a really excellent job of storytelling. It's creepy, it's funny, it's everything that you want. So
cool.
Fans of Edgar Allan Poe are going to find so many little Easter eggs. There's lots of references to stories that aren't even included in the show. We've actually included some little Easter eggs in our set too, so that'll be something fun for Poe fans to check out, see how many references you can find in our set. All right. Well, if you're not a fan of Edgar Allan Poe, or you don't know his stories too well, I don't think you'll have a problem with keeping up throughout the show. The characters do an excellent job of telling you the stories, and really with spooky season, it has a little bit of something for everyone. It's funny, it's a little gory, it's creepy, it's spooky, and it's a lot of fun. I had kind of taken a little bit of inspiration from the movie Crimson Peak, in that the house that they reside in is kind of depicting the decay in the psyche and in the relationship. And in this, the house is very representative of Poe's mind, and just the different chambers of the house, and the rooms are populated by the murderers. They're all just parts of his mind, and he says that there are as many rooms as there are stories, even those that were conceived of but never told. And so I think that the house as a representation of Poe's mind was a really nice link between those two stories. Poe himself just finds beauty in the macabre, and all of his stories are telling the tale of a beautiful woman who is lost and who dies before her time. And while he was writing these stories, his wife Virginia was dying of tuberculosis. So really you start to see representations from his life making their ways into the story. So his own grief, watching the person that he loves wither away right in front of him, his alcoholism and drug abuse. You see a lot of different representations of what is in his mind and what is in his life, making their way into his stories. I absolutely love Halloween. I've always loved spooky stories. I always loved the dress up and the magic that takes place, and I think that everyone in our cast is the same way. They've all been really getting into it, really getting into the just not just the stories, but how we can project those and embody those with our bodies, with our technology, with digging our fingers into some blood, just um, finding all of those different ways to really make the storytelling fun. So as far as combat goes, we had Luke and Breezy Wallace as our combat choreographers. If you've been around ESR, you definitely know their work. They're amazing choreographers and performers. They've had their hands on all of our stage combat in this show, and it's called Murder by Poe. There might be a few murders that you'd see through the course of the play, but they're absolutely wonderful. I think that you're really going to enjoy that. Well, one interesting thing that most people don't realize is that Poe actually originated the detective story, or the mystery. And so before Sherlock Holmes, there was C. Auguste Dupin. And in this show, he's played by Charles. And he is he's excellent. He fully embraced this slightly flamboyant, slightly arrogant French character, and brought him to life. We have Kimberly, who's playing the woman. She's referred to throughout the show just as the woman. You don't get a name, but in a way she could be every woman, every man, just the character that takes you through all of these stories. All of my actors have been absolutely amazing. They really picked up each individual character, figured out what made them tick, and then just found a way to take all of these really diverse personalities and mesh them together and see how they would survive living as roommates, essentially, in this house. And I really can't express too strongly how amazing this cast is. I feel that I was very, very lucky. I didn't do a thing. It was all them. But the story takes place in the 1840s, but the characters in his stories didn't necessarily occupy that time period. So we have what may look like a little bit of a mishmash, but it's actually more of a mix and match from all of the different time periods that these characters were inhabiting. So that was something we did with costumes that I had never done before. Makeup has been it's been interesting because we have been working, as I said, a little bit with gore, but also with prosthetics, with special effects. So that's been something that a lot of my actors hadn't touched before now. So they've been kind of dipping into it for the first time. We have a couple of actors who this is their very first show. They've not only never performed with ESR before, but they've never been on stage before at all. And they really just picked it up and ran with it. And that has been an amazing experience watching them develop over the course of the rehearsal process. So I've really enjoyed that a lot. And they say that they have enjoyed it too, and they've auditioned for the next season. So that's very exciting. You should come see Murder by Poe because it is everything that you're going to want for the Halloween season. It's funny, it's spooky, it's a horror story, but it's a comedy at heart, and it's far more touching, I think, than you would expect it to be. You're going to see a lot of really fun characters. There's fun little Easter eggs for those who are fans of Poe, and for those who just aren't quite sure, give it a shot. Literature is amazing. It's been there for a long time. He's as famous as he is for a reason, and I think you're really going to enjoy it.